These trades paid me over $1,000 profit in 2 days. And if you want to become a consistent trader, then what I'm about to share with you about my strategy, you need to know. Imagine making over $1,000 just from 2 computer clicks, and voila. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down how these 2 trades made me over $1,000 profit, step by step, no fluff. Let's dive in. Quick backstory on who I am. My name is Divine Williams. I've been trading self-taught for 3 years, and what I'm on my journey to do is hit 6 figures this year. Today, I'm going to be breaking down these 2 trades, but the reason I'm doing that because I didn't have somebody to actually show me the ropes, to actually show me what was going on, what real trading looked like. All I had was a bunch of influencers, a bunch of people on social media showing me the Lambos and all the things, which I know is possible. There's nothing wrong with a Lamborghini at all, because I'm gonna get a McLaren, I'm gonna get all these things, I'm gonna do all these things that I want to have, a Ferrari, whatever it is. But the focus was, I needed to see the real process. I needed to see what people go through. I don't care what your bank account balance looks like. I don't care about what trades you want or not, if you lie or not. Just show me the process that you go through. Show me what a winning trader looks like. Show me what that mindset looks like. And I want to be that guy for you guys. I'm not here to sell you nothing. I'm not here to do any of that. All I want to do is show you exactly my process in trading, how I went from A to Z. The most important thing that I learned last year after losing over $300,000 in funding was the fact that the markets is a reflection of who you are. If you truly don't understand who you are, if you truly don't know what you want to do, what you are internally, if you don't have discipline, if you don't have the right character traits at the end of the day, then you're gonna fail. Simplicity scales, complexity fails. A lot of the things that I was doing was trying to be super complex, trying to have a crazy checklist, trying to have this and trying to have that. You gotta keep it very, very simple. You have to keep it very simple, and you have to be very just pinpoint everything that you're doing in trading. You gotta be able to make rational, quick, decisive decisions. And when you instilled with fear, when you have all these doubts, when you have all these things going on, it's hard to do that. So I want to show you guys, keep you up to date. Make sure you stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button if you want to stay tuned and follow the journey. But I'm going to be showing you guys this. I want to show you these 2 trades because, again, I didn't have anything like this. I didn't have somebody to go look at. All I was doing was just looking at random videos and people teaching me. I want to teach you guys because that's very important, but I also want to be the guy that I didn't have when I was going through the ropes. I don't care if you're in year 4 or you're in month 6. I'm here to help you. I know a lot of you guys are professional traders. That's why you're on this channel. You know exactly what you're doing. I want to give you the mentality, the mindset, the paradigm, right? I want to shift the way you view the world, the way you view yourself and other people. That way you can make professional profits in these markets. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. And one thing I do want to highlight, this is not luck. This is not something that just pops up. Luck is a thing. I believe in God, and I believe that in time, and I believe God is always putting us in the right places, but we need to take action on those things that we want to achieve in order for us to be in the right place at the right time and to execute and take advantage of those opportunities. Being able to build a strategy out, the way I built the strategy out was actually just turning my strategy to a checklist, going over all the things that I view and what I really valued in the trade, what made me super confident when I took a trade, and what I really, kind of thought was iffy in the trade. These are the things that I did and then built out my strategy. I'm going to show you exactly these 2 trades right now. So let's get into it. We have a goal to hit over 100,000 subscribers this year. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so you could become a professional trader with professional profits. I had a ladybug tweaking out, but again, I'm doing this video because I want to be the guy that I didn't have when I was going through trading, trying to learn. Nobody believed in me. It was a skill set that it was just like, why you want to do that? You a gambler? No, I want to build a skill set that can generate me income at any given point that I could use for future businesses, for future investments, whatever it is, build a percentage of my money, all these kinds of things. And I know a lot of people here want to do the same exact thing. Take care of your family, want to be there. So I want to be the guy to help you guys get through this. So let's get into these charts so I can break down these 2 trades. Now, this is the second trade that I took. It was on NAS. It was a sell, and we profited, I believe, 657. It was a great day. So the first thing I'm looking at is, where are we at? On the daily level, I'm going top down. We have a nice level right here. We have this block, or this candle, down candle, up move. That's why it's not a coincidence. This entire area, you could call it demand area, whatever you like. I just map it out like this when I'm by myself, and I'm going to do that for you guys. We have this candle, we have a reaction from there, but what I also understood was, hey, this was a nice bull move, and then we got a nice push down. So when we get back to this level, we could get some selling pressure. That's all I knew. And another thing is on M and Q. on my top step X chart, this low was actually taken, which in my world would show a bearish move, right? I would say, hey, when we get up here, I'm looking for sells. So when we got up there, we did our thing. But as you can see right now, like as far as what I'm looking at, we have a ton of liquidity to this downside and this upside in a sense. So we have this like trend line liquidity which we could take, and then we also have like these relative equal lows right here that I like, and then we also got a ton of action over here that we can just snatch, come down here, even come way down here. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just keeping both of those things in mind, like, hey, we could go up or down. Based on this, it's a bit of consolidations in the same way. So I go to my 4 hour, and all I want to do is like, okay, now I validate that. Now I could look more specific and be more specific at levels. Like, so we have these lows, this low actually held. So if sellers are in control, it's always a question you want to ask yourself. One, who's in control? But if sellers are in control, right, from this push, then why are buys holding right here? And if buyers, now remember on MNQ, this low was taken, so that shows sellers being in control completely. But on, the normal NAS chart, we see buyers holding. So I got a question, hey, why are buyers holding? So the one thing I was looking for is like, hey, boom, let's see what happens. We get up to this range of supply right here. We tag it and we drop. I believe I caught sales there, but these are not the trades I'm going to go over today. And then essentially what I'm looking for was in this price action. Now, two things I told myself in this price action. Number one, I trade the trading market most of the time. I try to stay away from range markets, but I do know how to trade range markets. If something presents itself within a range market, I will get in. But what I'll have to do is go between a 5-minute and a 15-minute and actually see the price action. But the idea comes from the hour. So essentially what I wanted to see right here was, hey, listen, all of this stuff matters to me, but it doesn't. We had a nice sweep of liquidity here, and then we get a big push to the downside. You can't see it here because I don't have it on, but Asia lows we have down here. And we also had some Asia lows, I believe, right here. So those Asia lows had already got taken. I was looking, hey, we are in the premium or the discount of this level, right? This range from low to high. We are in a discount. But again, sellers are in control. So more than likely, I'm looking for external range liquidity. If you don't know what external range liquidity is, simple. You have a low and a high. Everything outside of that low and high is external liquidity. Everything internal, like these lows and stuff like this, is internal liquidity. Price likes to take external liquidity. Price likes to take external liquidity and then actually go the opposite way. For example, like you got this low, this high, price comes down, tag it, take out the external high, and then takes out everything else internal, etc. Very simple. I could break down a video on that later, but it's besides the point. When, like I said, I dropped to the 15-minute, and it's just something I have to do because, things are not as clear as they need to be. Now, what I did see was we had this kind of price action of a sort of, supply chain, you can call it. I usually call it something like that. We have that kind of action going on. And what we essentially did here, this was an Asia high here. Boom. Come on. This was an Asia high here. So what I liked about this was, because this was Asia high, what I got to see was price actually push up, then push down aggressively. Now, the only thing I didn't like about this level that made me second guess myself was the fact that it was just weak. I like to see large candles to the upside, then a big move to the downside, like so. Up, down, large up, and then a big push down, But we did get these nice displacement. If you don't know what displacement is, it's just a sharp move in the market, create a ton of imbalance. Sometimes on both sides of the market, meaning you have an imbalance here and an imbalance here. In this case, we don't. But for example, like these two sides were so sharp, it had imbalance here and there. So I like this level. On the hour time frame, if we go back to it, what I essentially did was map out these two candles, 1, 2 down, right? So you got that nice sharp move to the downside. Loved it. Now, I did take a loss on this trade originally, and it was because I wasn't holding my position. So originally, market, it was around before 8:30. The market came to a fair value gap around here, right? Essentially what I did was take an entry here and then put my stops right here, but actually a little bit taller. And then what I was going to do was target those Asia lows way down here, right? Like it was this low. Now, I didn't do that because what? Price started to go down. Price got me in, started to go down, and then it just started playing around like crazy. Like It went down, wouldn't take this low out, so that means this high was gonna be weak, because this high's job is to take the low. When you actually see a trending market, higher highs, higher lows, or lower lows, lower highs, the high's job is to take the low. If the high can't do that, then it's gonna get snatched. Even if it respects this level, it's liquidity now, and then it continues down. That's complex structure. I can make a video on it, but I'm telling you that if you can understand complex structure, let me know right now in the comments if you know or don't know how to use complex structure. If I get enough people that say they don't know complex structure, I'm gonna make a video on it immediately. Anyways, so essentially what we did was, when we got in that trade, price was here, and I put my stops here, trying to I moved my stops here, I scaled in and moved my stops here. So not only if I move my stop back here, I was over risking, but on top of that, I put my stop loss in a place that is not valid. It don't follow my plan technically, because this high didn't take a low. So I should have scaled in after it took the low, but because we got such a sharp candle, if you know candlesticks, this is a beautiful rejection candle. I'm like, this is going. So I scaled in and right here, and then I technically was over risking. So I just took the L for like 600. And what I did was, price came up here. Now, I'll show y'all what's going on. I'll show y'all what's going on. I'll show y'all. So, a couple reasons why I took the trade. One, we had our sweep of liquidity. We had our displacement to the downside. We had our imbalance on the 1 hour and the 15-minute. Also, we have midnight price right here, as you can see. Now, the only thing I didn't like about this trade, which I took an L on, which shouldn't even been an L, it was a W technically, but was that it did not get all the way fully to midnight price. So sometimes it don't, sometimes it do. This case, I was like, maybe it's not going to. I don't know. So when price got up here, I was like, you know what? I just took an L on this trade. What could I do? Took the trade. I'm like, listen, this is my strategy. This is my plan. I don't need much. And it was worth it, because as you can see, we from here, right here, it was what? 80 pips for what? Let me see. I think it was down here at 29.50 for 200 something pips. Yeah, it was good and all, but not quite 1 and 2. It was like 1 and 2, 1 and 2.2 or whatever. But this one ended up being, if I took my trade right here on it as it was rejecting, put my stops tight, as like super tight right there. And then instead of me targeting Asia lows that I talked about, I literally targeted these nice levels right here. So let me go map that out for you. Oh, that was Asia lows. Jesus, I thought we didn't tag Asia lows. Bugging. I journaled and everything, I swear. But we targeted these lows, got a nice 1 to 5 out of it. I haven't had a 1 to 5 trade in months. So I was pretty, I wasn't happy, because it's just my plan, is what I'm supposed to do. But I was like, yo, like that was worth the risk. That's a trade where you journal and say it was worth the risk. So again, my confluences, I have my sweep of liquidity. I already had a supply chain being respected. We already were in the drop. Now we are in some sort of consolidation. But again, if you see it, level it out. We got our sweep of Asia highs. We took Asia lows already, so that's not a target. We have this weak low because it couldn't take out this high. This low, it was high, low, came up, respected the high. We took out the low. This is the strongest area. This is our new range, high, low. We come up in here, no matter all this is complex, we come up in here to make a new lower low, and we end up taking the high. Some news came out, and then we go from there. So this is the trade. We got midnight price, things like that, liquidity concepts that helped us out. Let's go to US 30 so we can look at the trade that I already broke down, but this was a key trade that made me, I believe, $600 as well. We have a goal to hit 100,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so you can become a professional trader with professional profits. I'm gonna be doing breakdowns, mostly mental, but these things are important as well, because again, I'm the guy that I didn't have that you now have to help you succeed as a trader, and I'm not here to sell you So on this chart right here, again, same as, NAS, again, we tagged something right here, nice block, boom, down candle, up candle, daily levels, just look at it. Now, one thing that happened on the daily was we had this level of the internal liquidity, you could call it inducement of some sorts. We made a high, we took it, might be enough liquidity to go to the upside, or we might just take this level, not sure. Now, in here, I don't know what the hell going on, like, I'm gonna be honest. It's just liquidity, simple. The markets, banks are stacking orders. Now, what I do see here is that we took a low, we made a high, and price actually came here, boom, smacked that. You know what I mean? So Demand should hold in this case, but again, the MNQ charts and the NQ and YM charts, future NAS Dow US 30, showing that these lows were taken. In this case, I'm not too positive on what was happening, so I was just going with what I've seen on the chart, not having the true bias. So this again, as you can see, we took a low and then we made a high. We respected this level over here though of supply. So we got a big push after that to the downside. So again, I'm favoring bears at the time because it was just where the strength was at. If we come over here, again, just consolidation. So again, I told you when I'm in consolidation, I just need to drop down to my 5 minutes and make things very clear. So here's where our trade was at in this area. As you can see, we got a lot of rejections and stuff like that. Let's go to the 5 minute. I'm sorry guys, I think I pointed out the wrong area, but this is where our trade was at. Our trade was right in this area. Now, here's how we did this. Again, we went from our daily all the way down. Now, as far as our daily goes, we didn't have really clear direction. We didn't have nothing that was smooth, right? So everything that we're doing is based off, hey, can you confirm that you can take this trade? Do you have multiple confluences? Can you check off your list? Okay. So essentially what we did was we tapped into the supply zone. We actually hit the 50% of this Asia level right here, as you can see. Slightly, it respected midnight price and the Asia level. You could say midnight price, but it was both. Now, what we did a couple things. When I'm in trades, I always say I'm looking for targets. We got our Asia low and we have a weak low. Why is this a weak low? These liquidity concepts I'll teach you again. We have the high, we have the low. If the low cannot do its job in taking out the high, for example, high, low, its job is to take out the high. If it can't do that, then it gets snatched. Like, feel me? Same thing here. If this high, this low took out the high, if this high couldn't take out this low like it did, right, eventually, then let's just say it didn't, then I would assumed, you know, this would get snatched and then we make a low or we continue higher. Either way, the same exact thing. So in this case, we have a target right here, clear as day, down here to actually knock out. Cool. We have Asia lows and knockout. That's the super low hanging fruit. This is the low hanging fruit. Super low hanging fruit, low hanging fruit. Next thing you see is what? We tap into that level of supply to the left. We make like these equal bottoms, right? On the midnight price. We didn't make a low, so no selling yet. Really, I could have bought here. You know what I'm saying? Because this respected that level. But I know the liquidity we have to the downside, so I'm favoring the downside. Price, the algorithm's job is to go get orders, meaning liquidity. We are the liquidity in the market. Where are we placing our stop losses and where are we looking to enter the market? That's where the market is going. People want to enter here. People want to enter after that low is taken. Of course, stop losses down here, stop losses here from people who got in, stop losses here from people who got in. So keep it simple. When we took this low, couldn't get in this trade, but I knew where it was going, man. But so you got to be disciplined. I couldn't get in here, but what we essentially did was, again, we ran up here, we slightly swept this high right here on this candlestick. This the details right here. You got to stay and watch the details. Slightly swept that, made a new low, come back up here, we take the entry, boom, midnight price, stop loss above this candle right here to the left, as you can see right here, just to give us some space above this high, just in case that high want to get swept like this high swept. Usually when a high sweeps, it's protected. And then essentially we just target these lows. What I did was get out like right here with the volume and the momentum and kept it real simple. Again, these trades are very simple is what I do. I can go on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily. Sometimes I'll go to the 15 and the 5 minutes to take these entries. I value the 1 hour a lot more and want to enter in there, but sometimes the market just don't present it in the way we want, but everything that we're looking for is happening on a lower time frame. So as long as you can follow your plan, keep it tight stop loss, have risk management, go for it. So the only thing that I want to leave you with is always manage your risk. Make sure you take your strategy, turn it into a checklist of some sort, something that you can stick to. You need a system. When you have a system, there is no fear in your heart. Yeah, it might come up, but when you have a system, you stick to that system and keep it very, very simple. And the last and most important thing you need to be is extremely disciplined. This means pre-market. This means journaling. This means sticking to the plan. This means managing your risk in trades, out of trades, when you managing a trade, whatever, like just be disciplined, because without discipline, you are not going to be successful. You can do all the other stuff, you can be whatever you want to think you want to be, skill sets, all this extra stuff, but over a long period of time, discipline wins, not motivation, not anything else. So be disciplined, stick to your strategy, never chase trades, never worry, never compare yourself to other people. And when you got a question, you come to me, drop it in the comments or DM, whatever it is. Do what you gotta do, get to me, and I got you. We have a goal to hit 100,000 subscribers. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and become a professional trader with professional profits.